सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सुखं नित्यं स्वप्रकाशं व्यापकं नाम रूपयोः अधिष्ठानं बुद्ध्यबोध्यं बुद्धिर्दृग्यत्तु निर्मलम् अपारं सर्ववेदान्त वेद्यं प्रत्यक्परं महः तदेवाहं न मत्तोऽन्यदिति मे निश्चिता मतिः। Yes. What you said? Correct. Camera is this.
In the last class, we saw the text which talks about the 8 steps of Viveka, which when a person has will be called a Jignasuhu. And there in the last class we saw that why is each stage called Viveka? Because there is a discriminative understanding, means there is an understanding of what is correct and what is not correct. For example, the first stage is that all Vaishaikam Sukham is Dukkham. So this is the correct understanding. So the person has got the understanding that all Vishaya based Sukham is Dukkham and does not have this understanding that any Vishaya based Sukham is pure Sukham. And
to be precise, a little bit more, Vaishaikam Sukham is Sukham also, that is incorrect. Not only not there.
Yes.
That is incorrect. That is a slight difference, no?
Yes. Okay. So the person has got this understanding, twofold understanding, that Vaishaikam Sukham is Dukkham, and in Vaishaikam Sukham there is Sukham also that is not correct. This type of twofold understanding the person has. And by the understanding of what is not correct, what is correct, that understanding becomes more strong. And like this, in all these 8 stages, this kind of discriminative understanding is there. Therefore, it is called Viveka. And in this last stage of Viveka, where
I'm just laughing for myself. Viveka in last stage, you know, last stage when person is last.
So here the Granthakara has said, Yad Vishayakam Ajnanam Bhavati, Tad Ajnanam Tad Vishayakaro Tad Vishayaka Paroksha Jnanena Eva Nivartate. And here we added one point, that the Ajnanam is present in whichever locus, means whichever particular mind. When Jnanam happens in that mind alone, then only that Ajnanam is removed. By this we mean that if one person gets Jnanam, then it is not that the other person's Ajnanam will be removed. So for the removal of Ajnanam in one's own mind, one has to get the Jnanam in one's own mind alone.
It is very obvious, but still we need to specify.
Yes. And then we started seeing the Mukta Lakshanam. So in this particular avarta, the Granthakara is defining 4 types of people: Pamara, Vishayi, Jignasu and Mukta. So already 3 were described, and now the 4th category, that is Muktaha, is described. So it is said, Sthula Sukshma Karanatmaka Sharira Traya Vilakshanam Panchakosha Vilakshanam Cha Swaswarupam Akhanda Dvitiya Swayam Jyoti Swabhavananda Ghana Brahma Rupena यह साक्षाद परोक्षीकरोति करतला करतलामलकवत् सह एव मुक्तः इति उच्यते. So here the main sentence is यह पुरुषः स्वस्वरूपं ब्रह्मरूपेण अपरोक्षीकरोति सह एव मुक्तः इति उच्यते. So the idea, the meaning of the main sentence is the person who knows that immediately and directly one's own true nature in the form of Brahma, that person is called Muktaha, free person. And then in the rest part of the sentence, there are certain adjectives for Swaswarupam, Brahma, and the example is given for how there is Sakshat Aparoksha Jnana. So it is said for the Swaswarupam, the adjectives are, the first is the one's own true nature, which is different from Sharira Trayam, three types of bodies, which are the gross body, the subtle body, and the causal body. And that Swarupam is different from Panchakosha. And this Sharira Traya Vilakshanam or Panchakosha Vilakshanam are just two different ways of seeing the same thing. And then for Brahma, the adjective is given Brahma, which is Akhanda, indivisible. By Akhanda, it is said that it is Swagata Bheda Rahita. Then Advitiya, non-dual, is Sajatiya Vijatiya Bheda Rahita. Swayam Jyotis Swabhava, of the nature of being self-evident. And Ananda Ghana, pure Ananda. That kind of Brahma, one who appreciates as one's own true nature, that person is called Muktaha. And how is this Sakshat Aparoksha Jnana? Karatala Amalakavat, like the gooseberry which is present on the palm of the hand.
Correct. I did not say hand. Karatala itself is palm. Yeah, but we can make it more specific. Palm will be of hand only, no?
I'm not sure, but I think on the foot also.
Is called palm?
I have to check.
No.
I've not heard like that. I'm also not sure.
But we say Padatala, but Padatala is the word is there, but Padatala is called palm. I'm not sure.
Maybe that is also not correct.
Call it.
So, just as the gooseberry which is present on the hand is directly and immediately available.
Immediately we don't say.
Directly, yes. Yes. Directly available. Similarly, or
why it is not immediately available?
Because it is not myself.
Good.
In somewhat similar terms, the Brahma Swarupa is directly available and also immediately available. And here we saw what is the importance of the word Sakshat. So anything can be aparoksha, means after Indriya Vyapara. Means if something is far away right now, then by Indriya Vyapara it can become near and thereby it can be aparoksha. But that is not the case with Brahma, because Brahma is not aparoksha based on Indriya Vyapara. And to highlight that point, Sakshat is used to show that it is immediately available, means as oneself. And here we also saw that by this we understand that Muktaha means a person who has got wisdom. Nothing more than this should be understood for Muktaha. And it means that Jnanam alone is moksha. But still, we do say Jnanena moksha. Why? Because Jnanam is characterized by the freedom from the craving to become Sukhi and to not become Dukhi. These two cravings are not there. And that alone is the nature of moksha. And therefore, we can say that by Jnanam there is moksha. But eventually, Jnanam itself is moksha. Okay. And now, in the next avarta, yes. So, in this avarta, having talked about four types of people, now the Granthakara shows that who is the person among these four who is eligible to have activity in this Grantha. And by that, what does the Granthakara want to show? He wants to answer the Purva Pakshi who had said that everybody, without any reminder, all the people are desirous of Vishaya Sukham alone. And that idea is negated. And in the next avarta it is said, Jignasoho asmin granthe pravutyupapattihi. Means tenability of activity on the part of Jignasu in this text. And that is now explained. And in this explanation, the method followed is, first of all, it is shown that who is not eligible to have activity in this text. And among that also, first the Granthakara takes up the case of Pamara and Vishayi. And it is said, Evam Purvokta Chaturvideshu Purusheshu Pamara Vishayino Vishayopabhogajanya Sukhena Eva Atma. Yes, sorry. Vishayopabhogajanya Sukhena Eva Atmanam Truptam Kritartham Cha Manyamano Vartete. So it is said, in this manner, among the four types of people which have been described earlier, is just in the previous avarta, the Pamara and Vishayi is the non-religious materialistic people and the religious materialistic people. They are thinking in this manner. What are they thinking? That only by the happiness which is born of the enjoyment of the objects, the self means oneself becomes truptam kritartham, satisfied and fulfilled. And in the next sentence, the Granthakara takes up the case of certain Vishayi who may have desire for higher Sukha. Means not only Vishaya Sukha but higher Sukha. It is said, Keshanchit Vishayinam Paralaukika Parama Sukhechayam Satyamapi Atat Prapti Sadhanam Eva Tat Prapti Sadhanatvena Anyatha Gruhitva Tatra Eva Te Pravartante. And for some religious materialistic people, even when there is desire for highest happiness, which is otherworldly highest happiness, then also having taken up the means which is not the means for the attainment of that highest happiness as the means for the attainment of highest happiness, in those means alone which are not the means for the attainment of highest happiness, they are engaged. It means that they understand those activities which are not the means for Parama Sukham as the means for Parama Sukham. For example, they understand that this Kundalini activation is the means for Paramasukham, or some kind of Dhyanam is the means for Paramasukham. Dhyanam only is the means for Paramasukham, and they are engaged in that activity itself. And why is this so? For what is the basis for this? It is said, Sadhu Sangha Satchastra Shravanadi Rupa Paramananda Prapti Sadhana Jnana Bhavat Tesham. Because for them there is absence of Jnanam. And here by Jnanam we mean the means for Jnanam, the means for knowledge. Knowledge of what? Of the means for attainment of that highest happiness, which are in the form of sadhu sangha, is the association of good people. Sat shastra sravanam, listening to the good scriptures. Adi, something can we take here? Yeah. Sufficient punya as adi.
Punyam.
Sufficient amount of punyam.
Because it is not a pramana, no? The means for knowing directly.
Yes, that is.
Sadhu Sangha. So we can say that I wanted to convey the idea of Sambrahmachari Charcha, discussing with the fellow sadhakas. Okay. Sadhu means the higher one.
Yes, in that way.
Discussing.
Yes.
But this, I am going to a little bit refine this statement, but first I would like to understand what you have understood. Then, so Sadhu Sangha, what is the final meaning?
So it means that since they have got the absence of means of knowing what is the means for attainment of highest happiness, and those means for knowing are in the form of sadhu sangha, satsravana, etc. Therefore, they have got this wrong understanding as seeing that which is not the sadhanam for paramasukham as the sadhanam for paramasukham, and thereby they are active in those means which are not the means for paramasukham. And now in the next sentence, for both Pamara and Vishayi, the Granthakara does the conclusion regarding Sukha Parapti. Tataha cha Pamara Vishayinoho Paramananda na asmin granthe pravrittihi jayeta. And therefore means since those people are engaged in other activities with commitment, therefore of the non-religious and the religious materialistic people, the activity in this particular text for the purpose of attainment of highest happiness would not be born. And then somebody might have this doubt that then for dukkha hani there might be activity in this text. Considering that doubt, the Granthakara says dukkha hatyaicha na tesham atra granthe pravrittihi. And for the removal of dukkham also of those people, means of Pamara and Vishayi, there is no activity in this particular text. And why is that so? Upayantare pravrutatvad. Since those people are engaged in other means. For what? For the removal of dukkham. Such as they are doing some ritual, they are doing some kind of parihara. By that they are trying to remove the dukkha completely, which is not the means for complete removal of dukkha. And now in the next sentence, the final conclusion regarding Pamara and Vishayi is done. Tasmat Niratishaya Sukha Vaptaye आत्यन्तिकदुःखहानाय च पामरविषयिणोः अस्मिन् ग्रन्थे न संभवति प्रवृत्तिः. Therefore, since the Pamara and Vishayi are engaged in some other activities for Sukha Prapti and Dukha Nivrutti, therefore, for the attainment of Niratishaya Sukha, unsurpassable happiness, and for the removal of Dukkha completely, of the non-religious and the religious materialistic people, the activity in this text is not possible. And now from the next sentence, the Granthakara talks about the Mukta Purusha. What is the case of Mukta Purusha with regard to this text? So it is said, Muktasya api na asti adhikaraha asmin granthe. Even for the free person, there is no adhikaraha in this text. Yes, there is no qualification. And
Eligibility.
Yes, eligibility.
Or if you put it in Arthasara language, what will be adhikara?
Yes. Now this particular idea is explained. So first it is said, Jnanihi Krutakrityaha Muktaha iti Uchyate. Since a wise person is called as Krutakrityaha, the one who has done what is to be done, and also Muktaha means free person.
Or we can combine. He is called free person by whom what is to be done is because Chakara is not there, no?
Yes. So the Jnani is called a free person by whom what is to be done is done. Therefore, na eva that he is, since then question.
It goes with the previous one.
Achha.
Why asya adhikara granthe nasti? Because Jnani is called Mukta. And explanation continues.
So it is further explained. Na eva asti tasya kartavyantaram dhrida. And for that wise person, there is no another duty to be done. Indeed. And even here, kartavyantaram, we can take it as no duty to be done. There is no duty to be done for that free person. Why? Dradhatara dvitiyatma paroksha jnanavatvat. Since this wise person is endowed with the direct knowledge of non-dual self, and that direct knowledge is firm direct knowledge. And here the importance of Dradhatara is that if the knowledge is not Dradhatara, then to make it Dradha, firm, Nididhyasanam may be required. But even that is not the case for this wise person. And now the Granthakara takes up a possibility about that we do see that certain wise people are active in the text. So why are they active? So it is said, Leelaya atra कालयापनार्थं प्रवृत्तः अपि न अस्ति अस्य ग्रन्थतः प्रयोजनम्. So in this text, out of fun for spending time, even though the wise person may be engaged, then also of this wise person there is no purpose to be served from this text. Means he has already got, or he has already attained what the text is to offer. Therefore, there is nothing more that he can gain from this text. Tasmat, therefore, since wise person does not have any purpose to be gained from this text, therefore, na muktodeshena api ayam granthaha pravruttaha. Therefore, considering those wise free person, or keeping in view that free person, this particular text is not proceeding.
Api is there, no?
Yes,
Even considering.
yes. So, therefore, even considering those free people, this text is not proceeding.
So api shabdena kasya viram sir.
Pamara Vishayi. And then the question can be then uh, with regard considering whom this text is active.
Okay.
So it is said, Kintu mumukshu rupa jigyasum uddishya pravruttah ayam granthaha. But this text is proceeding, keeping in view or having kept in view the jignasu in the form of mumukshu. Means you can say the person who is desirous of knowing and also who is desirous of freedom.
So we are seeing the main topic, Adhikari Vishayaka Akshipa. And under this topic, a lot of discussion has happened. And finally, Granthakara is telling that there are some people, a very small group of people, who will have engagement activity in this text which we are going to write. And who are they? They are Jignasu. There are 4 types of people, Pamara, Vishayi, and Jignasu and Mukta. Pamara Vishayi will not have pravrutti, Mukta also will not have pravrutti, only Jignasu will have pravrutti. And how Pamara Vishayi will not have pravrutti, that was explained, that Pamara and Vishayi, they consider themselves to be satisfied and fulfilled by the enjoyment born of, also they consider themselves to be satisfied and fulfilled by the happiness which is born of the enjoyment of objects. And even if they may have the desire for Paramasukha, highest Sukha, which does not belong to this world, still they commit the mistake regarding the sadhana. Sadhya is okay. Means Paramasukha they want. That is the correct sadhya. So sadhya विषये भ्रांति अभावेपि sadhana विषये भ्रांति स्यात्. There can be the mistake regarding the means. And what is that mistake? Atat prapti sadhanam tat prapti sadhanattvena anyatha grihitva. Anyatha grihitva means wrongly grasped. So what is wrongly grasped? Atat prapti sadhanam. Karma, upasana, etc., which is not the means for Paramasukha, is wrongly understood as what? Tat prapti sadhanam. Parama sukha prapti sadhanam. So that which is not Paramasukha prapti sadhanam, like karma, upasana, or some yogic practice, that person considers as tat prapti sadhanam. Atasmin tad buddhi. So that which is paraprapti sadhanam is understood to be paraprapti sadhanam. It will be what? Tasmin tad buddhi. That is called gnanam. Yathartha gnanam. Right knowledge is what? Considering that to be that. Means whatever it is, you consider that only. Yad vastu asti tad rupena eva tad vastunaha grahanam. That is called gnanam. Right knowledge. And what is there is something and you consider it to be something else. That is called bhranti adhyasaha. So that is adhyasa here. They have got adhyasa. Mistake. What? Considering karma etc. which is not paraprapti sadhanam as paraprapti sadhanam. Ayam lokaha para iti mani. You know where does it come?
Bhagavad Gita.
What did he say?
Bhagavad Gita.
Ayam loka kathoklishana. Ayam loka paraiti mani. Punah punarvashama padyate. That is about Pamara. And this Vishayi, the religious, materialistic people, Vedavadarata Partha Nanyadasthiti Vedarata Partha Nanyadasthiti Vadina. Kamatmana Swarga Paraha. So those people, they consider this karma alone is everything. And thus they have got the mistake about the sadhanam for Paramasukha. And therefore what happens? Tatrevate pravartante. Naturally, whatever you consider the means to be Paramasukha, you will be engaged in that. It is something like you are told that, or at least you think that this is the path to reach that destination. You will follow that path only. Whatever is considered to be the path for the destination, that will be followed by the person. Whether it is a real path or not real path, but that's what person will follow. Tatrevate pravartante. And why this happens so? For that reason is given Sadhu Sangha Shastra Shravanadi Rupa Paramananda Prapti Sadhana Jnana Bhavat. They do not have abhavat tesham. For them there is absence of jnanam, and we say jnana sadhanam for knowing the Paramananda Prapti. And what is the jnana sadhanam? Sadhu Sangha Shastra Shravanadi. So that is one way of explaining. But there is another way which is closer to the structure of the sentence is Sadhu Sangha Shastra Shravanadi Rupa Paramananda Prapti Sadhanam Tasya Jnana Bhavat. Slight difference. So here Sadhu Sangha Shastra Shravanam itself is the means for Paramananda Prapti. Of course in stages. Is it clear? So since there is absence of the knowledge of the means for the attainment of the highest Ananda, and what are the means? The means which are in the form of Sadhu Sangha, association with learned people, Shastra Shravanam, listening to Shastra, especially Vedanta. So those are the means, and they are not known to this person. So because of the absence of knowledge of Sadhu Sangha, Shastra Shravana, etc., as the means for Paramananda Prapti. Okay, the structure wise that looks proper. Is it clear? Slight difference from what we did yesterday. Slight difference. So Sadhu Sangha, Shastra, etc. are the Paramananda Prapti sadhana. But they do not have the knowledge that Sadhu Sangha, Shastra, Shravanam will lead me to Paramananda. And therefore what? Since they do not know, therefore whatever they think or somebody tells, they will go by that. When right knowledge is not there, you are very likely to have wrong knowledge. So that's what is happening. So why this anyatha grahanam happens, adhyasa happens? Because they do not have right knowledge. So jnana bhava. So jnanasya abhava becomes the basis for mistake. That is the idea. And the absence of knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of sadhu sangadi being Paramananda Prapti sadhana. Is it clear? So sadhu sangha shastra shravanadi rupa Paramananda Prapti sadhana jnana bhavat tesham is the hetu. What is the hetu mat is what? That atat prapti sadhana veva tat prapti sadhanatvena anyatha grihitva tatreva te pravartante. That is the hetu mat. And for that hetu is this. Reason is this. Clear? Okay. Alright. And therefore, Pamara and Vishayi will not have engagement in this text. So this is an objectivity, no? That certain people will not be interested in what you are doing. You should not feel, oh my God, in that ashram so many people are going, our hardly anybody comes. In my village so many people are going, here nobody comes. My village is the hotel, restaurant, not restaurant, resort. So there are so many car after car going, guru, they are going, and here hardly anybody comes. That is how it would be. One Swami said nicely, it is said something like the jeweler shop and vegetable shop. Who will have more customers?
Vegetable shop.
So jeweler should not feel bad about it. Oh, मेरे यहाँ तो दिन में 2-3 ही लोग आते हैं. Oh, here so much crowd. Big crowd is there. People are waiting. And here nobody. That is how you have a jeweler shop. So you should know. You should feel. You should be objective about it. You should not say, even Bhagwan you pray, Bhagwan will not oblige. Bhagwan, give me the customers as many as the vegetable shop gets. Bhagwan say you start vegetable shop. If you have a jewelry shop, then customers will be free, very few. So that's Granthakara says they will not come. They are, remember our percentage. How many percentage they are? Pamara is
95.
95. And then Vishay 3.5. It's a very arbitrary number. You can say 3 also. So 95 plus 3.5 will not come to us. We should be objective about it. They will not come. Puja Swamiji used to say very nicely. He says, have you ever heard that physicist comes and knocks at the door and say, I have come here to discuss physics with you? He will not come. So you need not have that pressure that I should have more people. You need not have. Most of the people will not come. Majority of people will not come. So we accept that fact. Somebody was telling you, I want to flood the whole world with Vedanta. You don't have that pressure. In fact, if you have that pressure, your Vedanta will be flooded by materialism. You know why? Because now you have got that pressure, and therefore you will start becoming more and more materialistic. Nowadays the emails also come. He said, if you want to make your website more visible, you contact us. And we get this every now and then. That fellow, he comes. And we have to spam also. We can't spam that type of mechanism. We must be knowing that they will be spam. So really, it's difficult. So they have pressure. So our Vedanta will go away. So if we have pressure to popularize Vedanta so much, whether people get Vedanta or not, you will lose your Vedanta. I told you that one person was telling this. Swamiji, I was not good in studies, not studying well. So my parents thought that they will send me to my cousin's house, means their brother-in-law's house. मामा के घर भेज देंगे. तो बोले कि स्वामी जी मैं इम्प्रूव नहीं हुआ, उनको बिगड़. I was not improved, he spoiled, got spoiled. So that's what happened. And therefore there is no pressure. This is a very important thing, that people will not come. Why should they come? What we are supplying is not so much in demand. Okay. So he said, Asmin Grante Pravrutti Jayeta. Dukkha Ati Api Na Desham Pravrutti, because they are engaged in something else. See, if there is an ashram for astrology and some tantra or parihara and all, naturally there will be big crowd. People want that. That something will happen. If you come Tuesday, you do this will happen. Tuesday, you do this Abhisheka. The Friday, you do this Abhisheka. This will happen. Hundreds of people will come because people are really desperate. So there is a big crowd. Here we say that no, we are telling you are Nitya Mukta, you are ever free from Dukkha. I have Dukkha, therefore I have come. It will not appeal to them. And therefore, Upayantare Pravrutatvat, and therefore, for Sukha Prapti or Dukkha Nivrutti, Pamara and Vishayi will not have engagement in this Grantha. And Muktasya api nasti adhikara. He does not have adhikara, means Phalaswamyam is not there. By studying this book, they will get some result. That type of situation is not there. So it is not they are disqualified is a negative or a derogatory. Oh, vice person is not qualified. It's not like we are We are degrading him. He is overqualified. Muktasyapi nasti adhikarah asmin granthe. Alright. Jnani, why? Jnani hi kritakrityaha muktaha iti uchyate. Because Jnani is called a free person who is kritakrityaha. Kritani krityani yena saha kritakrityaha. The one by whom krityam, to be done, is done. Jnani is a free person by whom what is to be done is done. Now, what is to be done? That list is given in the tippani. What all things which are generally to be done by people and all are done by whom? Who has done full homework. So that, what all things? He writes about, I think, 8 things he writes. Okay. And he starts with the very basic things. Kritakrityaha. So finally kritakritya means kritakartabhyaha. The person by whom kartabhya to be done, what is to be done is done. And what all things are generally to be done by people? All types of people. And he gives the description. He starts with very basic. Ajnana dashayam ehika bhogadi siddhyartham krishyadi vyavasayaha are what? Kartabhyaha. We have to connect with what? This is to be done. So all this is the list of the things to be done by different types of people in different stages of their pursuit. And start with the basic thing. What? Ajnana dashayam. In the state of ignorance, krishyadi vyavasayaha. Vyavasaya means the occupations. Krishyadi, agriculture, etc. So in the state of ignorance, normal people, occupations such as agriculture, etc. are to be done. For what purpose? Aihika bhogadi siddhyartham. For the purpose of accomplishing aihika bhoga, etc. The enjoyment belonging to this world. Agriculture will give you only aihika bhoga. The agriculture adipadena is can be gauraksha, vanijya, or even the adhyapana, yajana, all of them are for what? Aihika bhogadi siddhyartham. Is it clear? And for kshatriya, the prajapalanam, prajarakshanam, yuddhadi, all of them are for what? Aihika bhogadi siddhyartham. Now what is adi? Lakshana. Aihika bhogadi. Adipadena lakshanasya grahanam. For lakshana also you have to do so many things. For protection, security camera you have to put. So many things to be done. Okay. So then we will not put adi. Otherwise one more adi we have to put. So aihika bhogadi. Adi siddhyartham. Krishyadi vyavasayaha kartavyaha. They are to be done. Which are not to be done by a wise person. Okay, then second is what? Amushmika bhogartham kamya karmopasana dayaha. For the enjoyment of other words, for the purpose of the enjoyment belonging to the other world, what is to be done? Kamya karmopasana dayaha. Kamya goes with karma and upasana both. Actions, the rituals and meditations which are desire based. Means to distinguish from nishkama. That will come later on. So here kamya karma upasana dayaha kartavyaha. Kimartham? Amushmika bhogartham. Is it clear? And I has got adaya also. Karma upasana adaya. So we have to something we have to say yoga practice. Something we have to put by adi. Yoga practice. But yoga practice will not give amushmika. Something can give if person do sanyama, then he can have this capacity to go to other bodies, other lokas. So that we can say. Adaya. Upasana is the meditations prescribed in the Vedas. And this is yoga, something we have to separate because Adi is given. Really speaking, karma upasana would have been enough, but he has put Adi, so we try to supply. Is there any question? Okay. Kamya karma upasana.
Samadhi can we supply?
Samadhi will come under yoga practice. Yes. Because Samadhi is a part of yoga.
Yes.
Alright. Then Chitta Shuddhyaikagryaर्थम Nishkama Karmopasanadayaha. Chitta Shuddhi and Chitta Ekagryaर्थम, for the purpose of the purity of the mind and Ekagryam, the concentration of the mind. What are the things to be done? Nishkama Karma. Nishkama Karma means the action without material motive. Sometimes they translate as motiveless. Motiveless is not accurate translation. The karma without the materialistic desire. Desire for material benefit. That's called Nishkama Karma. Similarly, Nishkama Upasana. The meditation without material motive. And here also Adaya yoga practice we can put. Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Ekagram it can give. Alright. Then this also can be Kartavya. Karmopasanadaya. And Vedanta Shravanaya Viveka Vairagyadi Chaturvida Sadhanam. Fourfold. This means qualifications starting with Viveka and Vairagya. So that Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti also is a Kartavyam. Kartavyam in the sense to be accomplished. So that also he has done. All these things he has done. Vice person, if you ask, so ये सब किया है, आज सब को दिया है. ये जन्म में किया, नहीं, previous जन्म we have done, but done, already done. All tick mark, he has ticked. Alright, then Advitiyatma Sakshatkaraya Gurupadeshaha. The teaching of the Guru of Mahavakya for Sakshatkara, immediate knowledge of what? The self, which is non-dual. And this is Prathamika Shravanam. You remember we have Prathama Shravanam, Dvitiya Shravanam. This is Prathama Shravanam. Listening to the statement of Mahavakya, statement in the form of Mahavakya from the Guru. That is required for what? Advitiya Atmakdana. Then second Shravana and Manana Nidhyasanam. So Guru Padesha also what? Praptabhyaha. This also comes under Kartabhya. He is going to say all the pursuits and the result of pursuit, all of them are called here Kartabhya. To be done or to be acquired, all of them are Kartabhya. And Samshayadi Nivrityartham Shravanadaya. Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanam. And here Shravanam refers to what? Second Shravanam. Second Shravanam is what? Vicharatmaka Shravanam. So Samshayadi Nivrityartham, for removal of Samshayadi. Adipadena?
Habitual errors.
Huh?
Habitual error.
What is Sanskrit?
Viparita Bhavana.
Yes. So Samshayadi Nivrityartham Shravanadayaha. For the removal of doubt, habitual error, the Shravana, etc. are to be done. And now, next one is very interesting. Tat Padartha Vishayaka Parokshatva Brahma Nivruttaye Tvam Padartha Vishayaka Parichinnatva Brahma Nivruttaye Cha Anyonya Vyatishangaha, which is otherwise called Vyatiharaha Otaprota Bhavaha. That also is Kartavya. So what is that? See, when a person does the Padartha Vichara, one sadhana is there, no? Padartha Vichara. So when person does tat padartha vichara, and when he does tat padartha vichara, then what he understands? That Brahman is Jagat Karanam. So that is the Tatastha Lakshanam. And that Brahman is Satyam Gnanam Anantam. So when Tat Padartha Vichara is there, still the idea of Brahma being Paroksha can be there. And that idea is a fact or a notion?
Notion.
Notion. The Brahma. That is what he said here. Tat Padartha Vishayaka Parokshatva Brahma Nivruttaye. For the removal of the delusion of indirectness regarding the meaning of the word tat. Is it clear? The sadhana will be talked about later on, Vyatishangaha. So that sadhana is for removing the Brahma, the delusion regarding the indirectness regarding the meaning of the word tat. Means Ishvara Vishayaka Brahma or Brahma Vishayaka Brahma. What is a Brahma? Brahma is Paroksha. Alright. And when one does Tvam Padartha Vichara, what he understands? I am Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharirad Vyatiriktaha Chaitanya Swarupa Atma. And when he does that Vichara, then he comes to the conclusion I am consciousness distinct from the body mind sense complex. But what type of thinking will be? I am consciousness present in this body. He is consciousness present in that body. So I am consciousness different from the body mind sense complex, but obtaining in this body only. Therefore, what happens? Somehow this sense of confinement, sense of limitation remains. And that sense of limitation is not a fact, it is a Brahma. It is a delusion, it is a wrong notion. And that wrong notion also is to be removed. So that is said here, Tvam Padartha Vishayaka Parichinnatva Brahma Nivruttaye. For removal of the delusion regarding being limited, regarding the meaning of the word Tvam. Means there is a notion that Tvam Padartha means I, Jiva, am limited. So the delusion that I, Tvam Padartha, am limited, this is called Tvam Padartha Vishayaka Parichinnatva Brahma. So now we have got twofold Brahma. Regarding Tat Padartha, what is the Brahma?
Parokshatva Brahma.
Parokshatva Brahma. That Tat Padartha Brahma is Paroksha. And regarding this Jiva, Tvam Padartha, what is the Brahma? Parichinnatva Brahma. And for removing these two Brahma, not Brahma, removing these two Brahma, twofold delusions, what is the sadhana? Anyonya Vyatishangaha. Anyonya Vyatishangaha means mutual oneness, appreciation of mutual oneness. And that is very well done in Kaivalya Upanishad. Tattvameva tvameva tat. That you are that. Means I understand that aparichinna Brahma is Tvam Padartha, Tvameva. Aparichinna Brahma is Tvameva, which is Aparoksha. So that aparichinna Brahma is you, which is Aparoksha. Therefore, aparichinna Brahma is not Paroksha. Aparichinna Brahma is you. Therefore, what? It is Aparoksha. It is not Paroksha. So parokshatva brahma regarding tat padartha is removed by what? By understanding that this tat padartha is one with tvam padartha, which is aparoksha. Is it clear? So tat padartha, which is aparichinna, but understood, wrongly understood to be paroksha, is equated to aparokshatva padartha. Therefore, the parokshatva brahma regarding tat padartha is nivritta, is gone. Means that Brahman, in simple words, what we are saying, that Brahman which is understood by you as limitless is you only. So it is not that, it is you, aparoksha. And regarding this Tvam Padartha, the idea was what? That I am aparoksha, all right, but I am parichinna. And for that, what is said? You, you are aparoksha, is not you aparoksha, Atma is aparichinna Brahma. So to this aparoksha jiva or aparoksha Atma, the predication is what? Aparichinna Brahma. Therefore what? Parichinnatva Brahma regarding this Tvam Padartha, jiva, Atma is removed. By what? Vyatishanga. By equating the tat with tvam and tvam with tat, vyatishanga, by appreciation of mutual oneness, which is otherwise called vyatihara. Vyatihara means that interchangeably, but here is to be understood interchangeably oneness. And otaprota bhavaha is other word for oneness. Aikyam. And here aikyam is understanding of oneness. So by understanding oneness of tat padartha vitvam, the tat padarthasya parokshatva brahma nivrutti, and understanding the oneness of tvam with the tat padartha, this parichinnatva brahma nivrutti. So by removal of this twofold brahma, for removal of the twofold brahma, this vyatihara or anyunya vyadishangaha, equating, in fact, equating mutually, equating each other mutually, that is the sadhana. Kartavyaha. Again, we have to supply what? Kartavyaha. For removing the parichinnatva brahma of tat padartha and for removing the for removing the parokshatva brahma of tat padartha and for removing the parichinnatva brahma of tvam padartha, this anyunya vyatishangaha, mutually equating is kartavyaha. Alright. And then finally, mokshartham aparoksha sakshatkaraha kartavyaha. And all these are done by a wise person. All these are to be done. And all these to be done are done by a wise person. Therefore, kritakritya iti uchyate. Last part we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.